All right, welcome back to Big G Peeps, and thank you to all the viewers and subscribers out there. Without you, none of this would be possible. So we're going to dive right in, and our selection for this evening is, bam! How Many Spots Does a Leopard Have? And Other Tales by Julius Lester. So we're going to start with the first tale, which is Why the Sun and the Moon Live in the Sky. Very exciting. Got to give a thumbs up for that. Okay. In the time of the beginning of beginnings, everything and everyone lived on earth. If you had been living in those times, you could have sat on your porch in the evening and watched the sun, the moon, and the stars taking a stroll and chatting with all the neighbors. The sun had many friends, but his best friend in all the universe was water. Every day, Sun visited Water, and they talked about this and that, and enjoyed each other's company, which is what friends do. There was one thing wrong with their friendship, however. Water never came to visit Sun at his house. That hurt Sun's feelings. He could have held on to his hurt feelings and gotten angry, but that's not the way to treat your feelings when you're hurt. You feel better if you talk to the one who hurt them. Maybe Water didn't know that he had hurt Sun's feelings. "Why don't you ever visit me?" Sun asked Water. "I would love to visit you," Water replied, "but your house might not be big enough for me and all my relatives." "I wouldn't want to force you out of your house." "If you want me to visit, you must build a very, 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 very large house. I need a lot of room." Sun went home and told his wife, the moon, that they had to build a very, 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 very large house. His friend Water was coming to visit. They set to work immediately. He sawed, she nailed, he hammered, she measured, and they built a very, 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 very large house indeed. The house was so large that it took a whole day to walk from the front door to the back door. The house was so wide that when they stood on one side, you couldn't see the other side. Sun went and told Water that he could come visit now. The next morning, Water flowed up the road. "Is it safe to come in?" he asked when he got to the house. "Please enter," said Sun and Moon, opening the door to the house they had built. Water began flowing in. With him came the fish and all the other water creatures. Soon the water was knee-deep. "Is it still safe for me to come in?" "Of course," Sun and Moon said. Water flowed in. Soon it was halfway to the ceiling. "Do you want more of me to come in?" "Of course," said Sun and Moon, rising to the ceiling so they wouldn't get wet and have their lights put out. More water and more water and more water flowed in. Sun and Moon had to go and sit on the roof. "Do you want more of me to come in?" asked Water. Sun and Moon said yes, not knowing what they were saying. More and more water poured in. With him came more and more fishes and whales and sharks and seaweed and crabs and lobsters. Water covered the roof of the house and got higher and higher. The higher water rose, the higher in the sky Sun and Moon had to go to stay dry. Finally, Sun and Moon were so high in the sky, they weren't sure how to get down. But they liked being so high up and looking down on the world, and that's where they've been ever since. The end. So now we know why the sun and the moon live in the sky. Because water came in and filled their house up. All right. right. Well, thank you once again for taking a little time to enjoy the Big G. Remember to like, subscribe, share, comment, all that fun stuff. And I will see you on the flip side. Peace.